today. I'll be chairing today. Jane, can I ask you to call the roll, please?
Yes, certainly, Chair. Councillor Carl Clement-Williams.
Here, Jane.
Councillor Doreen Jones.
Here.
Councillor Leanne Jones.
Here.
Councillor Ted Latham.
Yeah, present, Jane.
Councillor Alan Lockyer.
Present, Jane.
Councillor Peter Rees.
Present, Jane.
Councillor Peter Richards.
Present, Jane.
Councillor Rob Jones.
Yes, Jane, here.
Apologies from Councillor Annette Wingrave. So I'll go on to officers now. Stephen Phillips.
Present.
Owen Jenkins.
Present. Present.
Nicola Pierce.
Present.
Aled Evans.
Present.
Andrew Jarrett.
Present.
Dave Griffiths.
Present.
Peter Jackson.
Present.
Andrew Collins. Andrew Collins. Mike Roberts.
Present.
Chloe Plowman.
Present.
Peter Griffiths.
Present.
Stacey Curran. Simon Brennan.
Present.
Is there anyone else now that is present today that I haven't called out?
Yeah, I'm present, Jane. Mike Harvey.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, everyone is here.
Okay, thank you for that, Jane. Before we move into the meeting, I've got one announcement to make. One of our local residents, Naomi Hyatt Golding, was recently nominated for an award at the Cardiff International Film Festival, and I'm pleased to tell members today that she's actually won the Best Welsh Film that was filmed entirely in the Talbot area. So congratulations to her. It just shows that we have tremendous talent in and around this county borough, and following in the footsteps of other people that have shone a light on this county borough. So congratulations to her. She is the granddaughter of former councillor Marion Golding, Marion Lewis, the former mayor of the county borough. So a very proud grandmother indeed. Item 2 on the agenda are declarations of interest. Have we got any declarations of interest from anyone? I don't see any indications. Therefore, move to item 3 on the agenda, which is the minutes of the previous meetings that you'll see between pages 3 and 8. Are there any comments on the accuracy of those minutes? Therefore, can I have someone to propose and second that they are a true and accurate record?
Yeah, I move, Chair.
Seconder?
Yeah, second, Chair.
Thank you. Anyone wish to abstain or disagree? I've seen none indicated, therefore that is an accurate record. Moving to item 4 on the agenda, Christmas car parking. This item wasn't scrutinised. Have officers got any further observations on this matter?
No, Chair, no comments to make.
Thank you. Any questions from members? I've seen none indicated. Therefore, the recommendation for this item is on page 11, which will allow free parking from the 12th of the 12th to the 1st of the 1st, 2021 in the car parks that are described in order to help boost trade within our town centres. I move the recommendation. Can I have a seconder, please?
Yeah, second, Chair.
Thank you. Anyone disagree or go against or abstain? I've seen none indicated, therefore that item is carried. We then move to item 5, Department for Work and Pensions, Kickstart representative. Any further observations from officers?
Nothing from me, Chair.
Thank you. Any questions or observations from members? I've seen none indicated, therefore we move to the recommendation, which is on page 19, which is the submission to the DWP process. I move the recommendation. Can I have a second, please? Thank you. Anyone abstain or anyone against? I see no indications, therefore that item is carried. Moving now to item 6, which is urgent items. I have 2 listed urgent items. 6A, any further observations from officers?
Sorry, Chair. 6A, the continuity of the COVID bus funding.
Yeah,
Yeah, sorry, Chair. I'd like to make a recommendation to members change the wording of the second recommendation.
well, that's 6B.
That's item B, Chair. Yeah.
6B.
Sorry,
No,
Chair.
that's fine. That's fine. No, we're referring to item 6A. If I just come out of this one, and I will.
Traffic orders, Chair. It's the traffic order, Turbot Street, Pontardawe.
Yeah. This is the blue badge one, Dave, for the disabled badge holders, etc. This is the traffic order in that area.
Only thing to add, Chair, it was partly as a result of the traffic measures we put in for COVID. So we're mopping up a number of the orders there and also creating some resident parking. So it's supported by the local members and should be straightforward, and it'll improve the overall position there.
Thank you, Dave. Any observations or questions from members? I see none indicated. The recommendation is on that separate report, item 6A, page 3. Recommendation is for approval. I move the recommendation. Can I have a seconder, please?
Second, Chair.
Thank you. Any abstentions or anyone against? I see none indicated. Therefore, we move to second urgent item. This is 6B. And this is the one you were talking about here, Dave. The committee and cabinet notes the scrutiny committee's amendment that was read out in scrutiny. So unless you've got any further observations on that, I will take that second recommendation that was amended and read out in cabinet scrutiny.
Chair,
yeah.
I wonder if, just for the purpose of the minutes, can Dave read out the recommendations for this meeting as well?
I'm just going to do that, Jane.
Thank you.
Okay. So item recommendation 1 stands. Dave, if you can confirm the second recommendation, please.
Yes, that delegated authority be granted to the Director of Environment Regeneration and Head of Engineering and Transport to enter into COVID-19 indemnity agreements with passenger transport operators in accordance with the guidance provided by Welsh ministers, the Welsh Government COVID-19 Bus Industry Sport April 2020, and any subsequent guidance that may be issued by the Welsh Government.
Thank you for that.
Chair, can I just confirm that recommendation replaces the both recommendations on the circulated report, doesn't it?
I would like to believe it only replaces number 2, Dave.
That's right. I'd had a discussion with Craig earlier on this, and it's only the second recommendation, Chair.
Yes. So number 1 stands. Number 1 and number 2 now are still standing with the second recommendation as having been amended and what Dave just read out.
Sorry, Chair, can you confirm that, Dave? I thought it replaced all of the recommendations.
No, we're retaining the first element of the recommendation, Jane.
Lovely. Okay, that's superb. Thank you.
Thank you, Jane. Unless there are any comments from members regarding that amendment, I go to the recommendation, which again on the separate report under agenda item 6B is on page 3. That we approve recommendation 1 and the amended recommendation 2. I propose that. Can I have a seconder, please?
Second, Chair.
Thank you. Anyone abstain or against? I see none indicated. Therefore, that recommendation both have now been approved. I therefore move to item 7, access to meetings, to resolve to exclude the public for the following items of business pursuant to regulation 4 (3 and 5) of statutory instrument 2001 number 2290 and the undermentioned exemption paragraph 14 of part 4 of the Schedule 12A to the Local Government Act 1972. And I thank any members and members of the press and members of the public. If I can now ask you to leave the meeting, please.